Giants likely to take a QB inside the top 6 on draft day for reasons that, we don't talk about a lot. Quite honestly, you almost forget Danny Dimes is going through an ACL recovery, but the report here is a stark reminder that he might not even be ready for week 1, and the Giants may be paying this guy through the roof, but they must potentially act and bring in their future quarterback regardless of this contract. Dable needs a guy to develop, and if he tries to go down this road one more time, his job's at risk. He needs to decide on how to go find his Brock Purdy, solve this problem like the Niners did by bringing in somebody else to make the problem go away. Because if you try and bank on the problem one more time, if you throw more good money after bad and you bank on Danny Dimes and he's going to fail you, your job's at risk. You have to go in this NFL draft in 2024 and snag a signal caller at number 6. And now McCarthy's going to be moving up the board. May could be dropping, and who the hell knows? Maybe May falls all the way down to number 6 overall, which I don't think should happen, but that's what might happen, and we're going to break down that. We also have this news right here. Sneed traded to the Titans, and then he signs a 4-year, $76 million deal. The Titans are quietly creating a nice little team for 2024. I think they're going to, even sneak up and surprise me. So let's talk about that real quick.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
So it's pretty apparent the Giants are considering drafting a QB. Now, what's the real impact of this? Like, first of all, we don't want a QB we love going to this situation for 2024. It could be good long term, who knows? But what really kind of matters is how this impacts the wide receivers, because, well, I mean, it affects the quarterback as well. If you're in a super flex, you're obviously curious about what quarterback's going to New York because you're not going to really want to draft them in 2024. But you look at where these wide receivers are falling. Marvin Harrison Jr., as of this moment, going number 4 to the Cardinals, unless somebody trades up into that 4 pick. Maybe the Giants and Cardinals swap, which will be devastating if the Chargers then take MHJ. However, the Cardinals taking a Doomsday I don't think is that crazy of a downgrade. I love Marvin Harrison Jr. He's the number 1 wide receiver by far. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is JJ. I think a Doomsday could be Jamar Chase. So I love both of them. I think the Cardinals would be stupid to trade out of 4 and risk not getting the next Justin Jefferson. I think it'd be absolutely beyond dumb. But as a Cardinal fan, knowing that the Cardinals are capable of doing a trade down, if it's going to be a trade down, give me a Doomsday at least. That's all I'm really saying. And at the end of the day, that's something that could have Marvin Harrison Jr. going 5, a Doomsday, or Neighbors going 6. A lot of people would say Neighbors is better than a Doomsday. That's fine. I don't agree, but I don't necessarily completely disagree. It's a very arguable thing. All 3 receivers are great. Saying that you love a Doomsday more than Neighbors is not downgrading Neighbors. It's just saying these are 3 amazing wide receivers. So the Cardinals were to somehow make some sort of trade down because the Giants want to get McCarthy. They want to make sure that they're the ones, or McCarthy or May, they're the ones drafting in that 4 spot to get a guaranteed top 4 quarterback, and no one else can leapfrog into that Arizona Cardinals number 4 spot. That's why the Giants would do that. You might say, why would the Giants do that? The Cardinals would just take MHJ. The Cardinals are talking about trading down. Monty Ossenfort said we're open for business. Like, I hate to hear that. You hate to hear that when you have the number 4 overall pick, you have Kyler Murray, and you have Marvin Harrison Jr. on the way. And then Monty Ossenfort opens his big mouth and says, we're open for business. The light's on, the trade light's on. What is he doing? So the Giants are going to consider, like, okay, what can we do? End of day, I don't like any quarterback landing in New York. End of day, I don't like any wide receiver for 2024 landing in New York. Long term, could it be good? Sure. Let's say Odunze goes to New York. I'm not excited for 2024. I'm not saying he's going to bust it all, but he's definitely not going to be as good as we would want him to be his rookie year. But maybe they bring in the right quarterback after some amount of time, a year, whatever. But Danny Dimes is not going to be good enough to feed Odunze what we want Odunze to receive. But will Danny Dimes, if he's even healthy for week 1, he probably won't be, according to this report right here. Giants head coach said there's no guarantee Daniel Jones' knee will be ready for week 1, hence why we're talking about them drafting a QB. But let's say they drafted Odunze. He would do good enough, but he would definitely not be doing what we want in terms of rookie production. I don't know if no trades happen inside the top 5, let's say. Then Marvin Harrison Jr. goes 4. Chargers take Neighbors probably. And then the Giants go quarterback. That leaves Odunze to either fall to Atlanta at 8, who brought in Mooney and Rondell, but I don't think those necessarily shut the door on a drafting Odunze. Chicago, Keenan Allen and DJ Moore probably doesn't shut the door on Odunze at 9, but it probably helps make it a less likely scenario. The Giants bringing in Mike Williams probably doesn't shut the door, but probably makes it far less likely that they go Odunze. Minnesota's got Addison and JJ, assuming a trade doesn't happen there. Denver, no quarterback to show for. They got to draft a QB. Question is, will a guy still be available? Will Penix Jr., Bo Nix, who they're going to take? I kind of feel like Bo Nix is the guy that's going to fall victim to the situation, but maybe it's better than we think. I don't think Odunze goes to Denver, given their need for quarterback. LV, that could be a quietly good place for LV to grab a wide receiver like Odunze and develop him under Adams, who's going to be, 87 years old this year. He's going to have one good year left. I don't mind that long term, but we got no elite quarterback. But Minshew, O'Connell, maybe they get enough targets in the air to help make that a decent situation. We're looking at either Odunze going to number 6 or 8, or falling maybe to 15. Falling maybe to 15 to Indy, or Indy might even get a little scared and skittish and trade up and grab him. But Odunze and Indy, I would love that. I would love that. I know you would love it too. Odunze to Indy would be a dream come true. Where's my draft board? It would be a dream come true. Odunze would. I'm sorry, all the Michael Pittman Jr. owners are going to get so mad at me right now, but Odunze runs circles around Pittman Jr. Oh no, Smitty, Pittman Jr. just got a big fat payday. I don't care. He's T. Higgins. He's good. T. Higgins is good. Pittman got a big fat contract. He's so good. T. Higgins could get paid. Maybe T. Higgins. I had a dream T. Higgins got traded today. When I woke up this morning, I was like, "Is this true?" It didn't end up happening, but maybe I'm predicting what's going to happen later tonight or tomorrow. But Higgins and Pittman are good. They're both really good. No one's saying they're bad. But Odunze is top 5 wide receiver capable. Give me Odunze in Indy, and he takes over the starting job like that. Jacksonville was tempted to go get, they're tempted to go potentially trade for a wide receiver. Ayuk rumors were kicked around, so I imagine if Odunze was available, they would take him. The crazy part is everyone says Odunze can't fall past 10, 11. We're walking through scenarios where these teams are not, they're just going to pass on him. They don't need him. One at a time, somebody doesn't need him. That's how a guy falls, free falls. He could go as high as 5. If MHJ goes 4 and Odunze starts impressing and people start rising him up as the number 2 wide receiver, he could go 5. He could go 6. He could go 8. He could go 15. That's the way the NFL draft works. My thinking is Penix Jr. climbs up, just like McCarthy's climbed up. My thinking is JD5 skyrockets up and becomes most people's number 1. Most GMs around the NFL are going to say JD5 is the number 1 quarterback. I hope to God the Chicago Bears keep thinking Caleb is, because I don't want JD5 in Chicago to get ruined. I don't believe in Caleb anyway, so I want him to go to the place that I think won't develop a quarterback. That's Chicago. So JD5 to Washington, boom, I love that. McCarthy, Drake May, who the hell knows which one's going over the other, to the New England Patriots, and then Arizona, Marvin Harrison. This is the way I'm looking at it right now. Obviously, one small trade can knock everything off course. Look at what Kirk Cousins did. Atlanta was the lead dog candidate to trade for Justin Fields. The moment they brought in Kirk Cousins, everything tumbled. Everything changed. Fields went from a starter in Atlanta. Vegas had the odds of him landing in Atlanta higher than any other odds. He went from likely starter in Atlanta. Kirk Cousins goes there, changes the whole board, scrapes all the pieces off the board, and now Fields is a backup quarterback in Pittsburgh, but he will take the job by probably week 1, but at least week 4.
Leave it on the fields.
Just in time.
Fields of dreams.
Feels like making love.
Outstanding in his fields.
Feels so good.
Fields General.
I do think he takes the job very, very quickly. Anyway, that's a little piece of news here. Titans doing good things. Really sneaky team this year, to be honest. Like I think they look pretty good. If Levis is even remotely close to impressing and becoming a better quarterback than I ever gave him credit for, if he can take a nice step forward, this team's gonna be kind of sneaky. I don't know if they're winning multiple playoff games. I'm just saying they're kind of like that sneaky team that, everybody underrated. Kind of like Tampa last year, kind of like the Rams last year. The Rams and Tampa were looking far worse than the Titans look right now. Danny Dimes, big bust. Will never be an elite quarterback. Will never be anywhere near an elite quarterback. Looks like a deer in headlights, gleaming right at him. That is the look of a man that is soon to be seeing ghosts, and at some point he's not going to be even in the picture. But what a horrible contract this Giants team gave this guy. My prediction, they drafted quarterback number 6. That's why we had this doomsday conversation. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday here on the main YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. Don't forget we have the Dynasty channel, youtube.com/Dynasty Fantasy Football, and the Rumble channel. All 3 links in the description of the video. Get out of here. Live whenever big news breaks. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you all later.